at 11.
Tornadoes, drenching rain, severe flooding. It's all from Hurricane Floyd, which is still offshore tonight, but closing in and closing in fast. Good evening. The Carolinas get clobbered.
And we could be hit tomorrow night as Hurricane Floyd spirals up the coast. The hurricane's howling wind and pounding rain forced the biggest peacetime evacuation in U.S. history. More than 2.5 million people. The highly unpredictable hurricane is expected to make landfall in the Carolinas before daybreak. What is in store for us? Janice Huff has the latest now from our Weather Center. Janice?
Well, Chuck, rain, wind, and heavy surf is expected to pound our shores as what's left of the hurricane moves our way. Here's the latest. We're showing the spiraling rain bands continuing up the coast, and there's the eye of the storm, not far away from Wilmington, North Carolina right now. It's continuing north-northeast at 17 miles per hour, starting to pick up speed and should be making landfall in the next 3 to 6 hours. Tropical storm watch is in effect for our area because by the time Floyd reaches us, it'll be downgraded to a tropical storm. Watches are in effect along the coast from Watch Hill, Rhode Island to Sandy Hook, and a tropical storm warning down to Cape May. We're looking for some heavy rain in our area. Could see some flooding, maybe up to 3 to 6 inches of rain, and in some spots as much as 8 inches of rainfall could come down in some locations. We are watching the storm very carefully around the area. High winds are expected over the inland areas, even though it will not be a hurricane. Back to you, Sue and Chuck.
All right, Janice, thank you. When we went to Brian Thompson earlier this afternoon on Live at 5, things were pretty quiet. We go now to Brian live in Charleston, South Carolina for the very latest. Floyd is expected to come ashore near North Carolina soon. Brian?
Good evening. This appears to be the worst that Hurricane Floyd can throw at us right now. Gusty winds sometimes, probably in the 40s or 50 miles an hour at the most, from what I can feel against me. But otherwise, this is not the kind of storm we expected. Still, power is out everywhere in this part of the low country as best we can tell, proving that even a glancing blow can be serious. These are the nighttime signs that enough of Floyd had come calling to make you wonder what a direct hit would have done. At this Charleston home, Hurricane Floyd left a calling card. Stately trees can be a prime victim of high winds. On the roads of the low country, it wasn't much better. Here, wind was driving the rain through highway drains in reverse, but even flooding like this couldn't keep some from staying put.
I just want to see how it is for the first time. It's my first time staying in a storm like this.
But there were signs that Floyd could have packed a much tougher punch, a caution that most took seriously. Police were enforcing a curfew. If you stayed, it must be inside. On Charleston's famed Rainbow Row, that was Mary Carruthers.
My family is here, you know, and I'm inside. I'm not outside.
Charleston's stately Battery mansions almost shrugged this storm off. Though inside one, we were shown where pictures had been taken upstairs in case of a storm surge.
If it had gone south of Charleston, like Ravenel or Allendale or somewhere like that, we would have been gone because we would have been destroyed.
But not this time. Charleston certainly has been spared this time around. It remains, of course, to be seen what will happen up in North Carolina as Hurricane Floyd comes ashore. The recovery effort will begin probably at daybreak with power crews going out and trying to restore power to literally hundreds of thousands of customers. And then when it's determined to be safe and practical, authorities will allow the hundreds of thousands of people who evacuated to drive back in. Live in Charleston, I'm Brian Thompson. Back to you.
Brian, thank you. Tonight, New Jersey is under a state of emergency. The National Guard is on alert, and the governor may order schools closed. Let's go to Tony Aiello right now in Seabright. Tony?
Chuck, tonight the wind is up, the rain is coming down, and the people at Donovan's Reef are having a good time. There is some street flooding already in Seabright, and it's only going to get worse. Earlier today, when Governor Whitman made her state of emergency declaration, she warned that New Jersey may face 12 hours of winds sustained between 30 and 75 miles an hour, and up to 5 to 10 inches of rain. Tonight, the Garden State is bracing for a brush with Hurricane Floyd. The farthest fringes of Hurricane Floyd are already brushing the Jersey shore. Tonight's wind and rain, a mere sip of what's brewing out at sea.
This is a huge storm. The impact is universal as far as the state of New Jersey will be concerned, and we need to be prepared in every way that we can for that
So 2 hours after the governor declared a state of emergency, the Home Depot in West Long Branch set up a hurricane supply center.
You have some of the customers that are in panic mode right now, and my goal is to take care of every customer for whatever they need.
And they need flashlights and lanterns, rain suits, and rubber boots.
Just getting ready in case anything happens.
We're by the water, so we have a river and an ocean to worry about.
For many, the worst is a power outage that kills the sump pump in the middle of a rainstorm. So 4,000-watt generators selling for almost $800 are moving fast. Don't want to be in the dark?
No, I don't care about that. I have a sump pump in my crawl space, and if we lose our power, I lose my whole family room.
Earlier, the rolling waves were proving too much for this man and his surfboard, while this guy used boards of a different sort to protect his home. And on a day with skies the color of gunmetal, some see the bright side to the big storm.
Well, one thing, we won't have the drought anymore, so I'm sure the drought emergency will be over.
That state of emergency declaration from Governor Whitman allowed her to deploy National Guard, New Jersey State Police, and Department of Transportation personnel and equipment to prepare for what will probably be Tropical Storm Floyd by the time it reaches here. Already, schools in Atlantic, Salem, and Cumberland counties have canceled classes for tomorrow. The governor will consider overnight whether to declare a statewide cancellation of school tomorrow. Also, 24 aircraft from McGuire Air Force Base in the southern part of the state have been evacuated as well, flown to Kansas and to Florida. And tonight here at Donovan's Reef Bar, right on the beach in Seabright, you can see they've got everything lashed down and locked up. They're preparing for whatever Hurricane Floyd has to bring them. Live in Seabright, Tony Aiello, News Channel 4. Sue, Chuck.
All right, Tony, thank you. Can New York City handle whatever harm Hurricane Floyd brings? The mayor says absolutely. Right now, John Noel is in Springfield Gardens, Queens, where the risk of flooding is high. John?
So we're standing in a steady but relatively light rain. However, by this time tomorrow night, this should be a torrential downpour. As you said, we're in Springfield Gardens, one of the neighborhoods where Floyd is expected to knock very hard when he comes calling. It doesn't take much rain to wreak havoc out in Springfield Gardens. So hearing that Floyd's eye will pass right through here has a lot of people very nervous.
Well, for years, a little bit of rain, the sewers will back up and overflood. For many years, this ain't the first time.
Right into your home?
Correct.
For New Yorkers who do end up being flooded out of their homes, the Mayor's Office of Emergency Management has set up 20 shelters across the city in public schools and colleges.
Right now, what we anticipate are voluntary evacuations. In other words, we do not anticipate that we will have to evacuate people, although that could change tonight, that could change tomorrow morning.
The latest information out of the city's Emergency Operations Center has what is expected to be Tropical Storm Floyd reaching the city late Thursday night, lashing us with 35 to 50 mile-per-hour winds through Friday and dumping 5 to 8 inches of rain. The Transit Authority has already begun covering up and sandbagging subway station vents in an attempt to prevent the kind of flooding that shut the system down last month.
Understand that storm occurred in a very short period of time. It just overloaded the drainage system to handle that. In this storm, we're expecting it to be drawn out over about 30 hours, 24 to 30 hours. The system should handle that. If they flood, then we will put diversionary tactics. We'll run buses where we can. We'll also get information out and coordinate regularly with the press so that you know what we do. Right now, we're not anticipating that.
New York City public schools also are not anticipating having to close Thursday morning. However, evening classes have been canceled, but the chancellor is waiting to see exactly what Floyd does before making a decision about whether to close schools Friday. Now, to get that latest information on school closings, the subways, and shelters nearest you, the hotline number has been set up. That is 888-663-6692. Again, the hotline number is 888-663-6692. Also, Governor Pataki has put the National Guard on alert to answer any emergency calls throughout New York State. Reporting live from Springfield Garden, Queens, John Noel, News Channel 4. Chuck, back to you.
All right, John, thank you. People on Long Island's South Shore are being warned to prepare for the worst tonight. Tiwa Chang continues our live team coverage from Long Beach. Tiwa?
Well, Chuck, here in Long Beach, the rain is still pretty light. It's been steady all evening, but they're preparing for a lot more rain and a lot more wind tomorrow and Friday. There's a heavy surf advisory on all of Long Island's South Shore, as there is from Florida to Maine because of Hurricane Floyd. In Long Beach, the rain tonight was a harbinger of what's expected tomorrow and Friday, a downpouring and flooding in low-lying South Shore areas, as with any heavy rainstorm. For Jeannie and Larry Lubitz, who live on Shore Road, that could mean problems getting to work.
Road usually on Shore Road gets flooded, and it's going to be hard to get our cars out last time.
Yeah, last time more up where we are by Franklin is flooding, Franklin and Shore Road.
We had to push our car out.
Some flooding.
We had to push it. The Director of Emergency Management for Nassau County says high winds may hit here along with rains from Hurricane Floyd, so power lines could be knocked down. He suggests as a precaution for people living in flood-prone areas that they fill up their car's gasoline tank, stock 1 to 2 days of food, and have flashlights, portable radios, and fresh batteries on hand.
Thank you.
More and more people at vulnerable South Shore points like Fire Island were voluntarily evacuating. And some in West Hampton prepared for the worst. Storms have claimed more than 100 homes here.
The only difference between this and the Titanic is they had a band.
I'm not clear if it's because of the rain, but certainly tonight the rush hour was really bad. It took a couple of hours to get out here. If you're driving tomorrow morning and on Friday, you might start a little earlier. Reporting live in Long Beach, Siwa Chang, News Channel 4. Now back to the studio.
Siwa, thank you. Hurricane Floyd is also messing up plans for travelers, not only here, but throughout the country. Later tonight, some advice on how to make the best of a bad situation when it comes to airline reservations. Also coming up, Hurricane Floyd's stunning blow beyond our borders. We'll take you to the Bahamas to see the devastation the storm brought to that island chain. And we'll go live back to Charleston, South Carolina for an update on the beating Hurricane Floyd is giving the coastline tonight.
And up next, the mother and son team suspected in the disappearance of an Upper East Side millionaire.
And also the rain. And actually, I'm thankful for this rain because it's